Take all the time in the NBA and NHL, and FanDuel is giving you a shot to bring home a big win of your own. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 to bet on spreads, money lines, player props, and more. Visit FanDuel.com/UCSS and make every playoff shot count. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. We got a couple winning tickets we'll get to in the second hour of the show, but let's dive right into the Deshaun Watson topic, guys. He threw yesterday for the first time in public with the Browns since his season-ending shoulder injury. We have a couple videos the Browns released. Steve, if you want to take tagboard full, this is Deshaun Watson throwing to teammates. This was from the Browns' Twitter account. They also posted a video on their Instagram. Tyvis Powell, how do you think Deshaun looked in these very minimal clips? We got 3 throws. But what do you make of the 3 throws we saw from Deshaun? Does the throwing motion look normal? Any hitch from the shoulder surgery? It's a small sample size, but what'd you see?
Well, off the bat, we got to talk about the visor. The visor is cold, man. Listen, that boy swag is always on a trillion when he out there. I can't lie about that. As far as the throwing motion goes, it looks all natural to me. It looks good to me. The only thing I would tell him is to stop patting the ball because as a DB, I know you get ready to throw it and I'm jumping it. That's the only. Look at that. Bam, I'm gone. See that? Yeah, you like that, don't you?
I do like that.
Outside of that, everything else looked natural. He didn't throw no deep route, so I don't know how much he can push the ball down the field. But right there, for that little route right there, that looks good to me. It looked like a timing throw.
Have you noticed him do that in games?
Pat the ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a common thing that a lot of quarterbacks do. It's what it is.
Well, it's a tell.
Well, yeah. So.
G, what say you?
When you got an arm, I'm gonna pat the ball and tell these DBs, hey, catch it if you can. Hey, Patrick Mahomes do a lot of stuff. Don't mean you can get to it.
That's the truth too.
Now look, man. First and foremost, this is why Tyvis needs to be on the show. He already pointed out the most important thing out of this. Let's look at the fit right now. The white face mask looks tremendous. He has the orange jersey on. I'm still waiting to get those orange jerseys back. Those joints with Kelly Holcomb. First and foremost, you see the towel hanging. The towel look good. The visor is ridiculous. Wristbands look good, and I love the fact that he got the wristband in the front right here.
Got the plays.
That's the plays.
He don't put it on. He got it on so I can look down at it.
Yeah, I just looking down. I'm ready to go. And so, he don't have the orange, his traditional orange tape on his cleats, but that'll be coming. And so secondary, man, these just 2 slant throws. I could throw these balls right here. That's easy. 1, 2, 3. Bah! That's nothing. Listen, you're not gonna get nothing from this.
Yeah, no. These routes is. These is 10 yards at the most.
And let's say it all together, boys and girls. These are Minimoski.
Yeah.
These boys ain't no regular.
Opening day is what? September 11th, 12th? What's the exact date?
10th. Hold on one second.
10th. Refresh my memory, Mike.
Week 1 in the NFL this season begins on, not preseason. I don't want preseason.
Come on with the
NFL
preseason.
season.
Nobody cares.
September something, 11th, 12th, right?
It's the 8th.
All right.
The 8th.
So, guys, we're almost at the end of May. So we're really, 3.5 months away from opening day. It'll be here before you know it because the summer always goes too fast anyway.
I agree.
This is no shot at Watson or anything, but it doesn't matter what he does in OTAs. It doesn't matter what he does in minicamp. It doesn't matter what he does working out. It doesn't. Yeah, it's good that he's throwing. He seems to be throwing fine. Doesn't seem to be any restrictions there. That's a positive. But it doesn't matter what he does in the preseason. It doesn't matter what he does in training camp. None of it matters. Only thing that matters is what he does September 8th, how he looks then. How he looks now, who cares? He's not getting tackled. There's no threat of getting tackled. There's no threat of getting hit. That's going to make it easier for any quarterback to throw. And G just said it. I mean, he's throwing a couple of easy slant passes. What am I going to learn here? There's nothing I'm going to learn. That's not a negative or a positive. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
We know Deshaun Watson has talent. The Browns wouldn't have traded all the things they did and paid him all the money if he wasn't a superstar talent. The question is, can he consistently display that talent on the field during games, as he did almost all the time in Houston? If he can, they're going to be excellent. If he can't, they'll still be good, but not excellent. That's it. I'll see him on September 8th. He's not going to play in the preseason, I don't think. If he is, it's going to be Minimoski, couple of plays. So we're really not going to – yes, it's a positive that he's on the field and he's throwing.
didn't get
If he
never.
couldn't throw now,
I
that would be a
didn't-
negative.
I
But
didn't-
I just don't think anything matters until the game starts.
I just found it to be very hard that a guy who went out there and threw with it broken can't throw with it fixed. Like that's so I wasn't never concerned about him not being there for the season start or none of that stuff because he did it with it messed up. So why would he not be with it fixed?
Well, he might not have been 100%. We don't know that, I guess. Well, why are you looking at me like it's a new injury? Nobody's had this before in terms of quarterback.
Yeah, okay. Like I say, for me, it's nice to see him throwing it. Like I said, everything looks good. I don't see no tweak in his motion or anything like that. It still looks the same. It looks fluid. Yeah. But the true test would be, I need to see him throw a fade. Let me see him throw a 15-yard dig. Let me see him throw a post route. Like that's where I want to see, because I feel like when you think about how this new offense is supposed to be in this passing attack, I think it will be much more vertical. So I wanted to see him complete those throws. The hitch route, which is like 8 to 10 yards, and the slant that's from anywhere from 3 to 5 yards. Like I can throw that. Like I can throw that now. But I need to see him with the offense, and the fact that, or I don't know if we move into that topic, the fact that he threw yesterday and now he's not throwing today, like that is interesting because maybe it's more.
Yeah.
You know, for day one install is all basic stuff. So it's like never really down the field. Yeah. Today would be more getting them to go more down the field because you want to get these guys. You don't want guys to come off of an off-season program and get straight to running full speed to going down the field, running phase, and all of those things. You want to ramp them up to that. And I think that today would be more of a day where they start to push the routes more down the field. That's why it's interesting that he's not throwing today.
Gee, the Browns control the message here on Deshaun Watson. He threw and there was no media, so they put out the video of whatever they want. Today, the media is going to be out there, no Deshaun throwing. Is there anything suspicious, or is it a nothing burger here?
Man, listen, I'll be praying at night. And before I go to sleep, I'll be like, dear Lord, please let Deshaun Watson throw for 5,000 yards. I would like to see him get 40 touchdowns.
I would too, man.
Please protect his upper body, and so that he will finish the season ready to go, and the Browns make the playoffs and make a deep push. Because the only reason, and I'm not saying this because I want them to be good, is I want to be petty. I want to be petty. Listen, when it happens, trust me, don't you get in the comment section and tell me nothing. Gee, you're beating a dead horse here. Give me the beating a dead horse. You're beating a dead horse. 5,000 yards. I'm going to just come in here. I'm going to go to gas stations, buy a bag of Cheetos, and just pour them out and walk out. I paid for it. That's how petty I'm going to be. Yeah. I'm going to be like, listen, I'm going to tell you what to write, Jason Lloyd.
You got tweets saved?
Listen, already. They're already scheduled. The schedule, it's like an algorithm. The AI was like anything over 350. Petty G. Bush is already AI on everybody's time. Yeah. Because, look, man, I be wanting it because right now, we the only fan base that do this right now. Right now, we're the only fan base that has to be like, wow, our quarterback threw the ball one time today. And we just
That's not true. Cincinnati's probably like that.
No, they're not. They're not.
Joe had a wrist injury.
Joe Burrow receives none of this. Joe Burrow is immune, bro. Matter of fact, Joe Burrow's so immune, he didn't even get the COVID shot.
Hey, listen, he don't
get that.
It's not an apples to apples thing.
Look, see, I told you. Deflect that.
He would know. He would know.
Wait a second. Now, I am a little concerned about Joe Burrow in terms of injuries.
See?
But the difference is Joe Burrow's played great for the Bengals. Deshaun Watson has not played great for the Browns. That's a big difference.
I told you.
Isn't that fair?
I mean, he gets. I told him yesterday. He gets something.
When you say not great, what do you mean by that?
I'll stop it. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
See, you said ain't nobody else got to do this. But nobody.
He went 4-1. So.
We got guys.
Listen,
it's so bad. It's so bad. People trolling so bad. That there's a list that we're going to talk about later on where they done put Deshaun Watson behind a rookie who ain't never played before.
Now, let me say a couple things. First of all, as the Petty LeBeau of this show, I appreciate the fact that G has learned from me and now wants to be as petty as I can.
Oh, I'm going to the top. Petty LeBeau, Petty LeBull,
Petty LeBush.
Yeah,
I'm trying to stay away from
my
petty ways.
Now here's the thing though. I am not. If there's two groups of people, there's three camps. There were two camps. Okay. Now there's three camps.
Oh, so they're splintered.
It's splintered.
Okay.
Yes.
It's
Okay,
3
let me hear
camps.
this.
There's 3 camps on Deshaun.
I want to
Watson.
see where I fall.
You're on the he's definitely going to be good camp.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there's he's a bum. I don't like him. He's never going to be good. That camp. Those people have been in that camp, and people have been in the camp you're in. Then there's people like me who have splintered off of your camp, where I'm like, I'm not rooting against the guy. I don't think he's a bum. I still think he can play, but I'm not 100% confident he's ever gonna be the same guy again. And
my friend is called being Switzerland.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's actually the group that makes the most sense. Because it's irrational to say he can never play good again. And I think at this moment, since he hasn't done it for 3 years, I think it's irrational to think there's no chance he's not going to be good again. And so I'm not like when you talk about killing everybody with the pettiness. Am I in that group? Because I don't think that's fair.
No. Listen.
I'm not anti-Watson. I just say he's got to prove it.
No, when you being petty,
Yeah.
that's up to the people to discern whether or not they feel a certain type of way.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there. Like,
Yeah.
look, because here, I'm old enough to remember where you had guys like Andrew Luck that was hurt every year.
Yeah.
And every year we did, if Andrew Luck, we get him an offensive line and some receivers, boy, Luck is going to be a first ballot nothing.
Yeah, but again, G, I would say that the difference is
what?
Andrew Luck had played great for Indianapolis.
I mean,
for a couple of years. Joe Burrow played great for the Bengals for a couple of years. Deshaun Watson hasn't played great for the Browns.
I mean, but he played great a couple of years ago for the Texans.
Yes, and if he was still with the Texans, and you can't just ignore that he hasn't played great for the team that he's on now. That's part of the equation.
One of the things that I always go to, right?
Since when is winning not good enough?
They moved that. That don't count.
Oh, that's baloney, guys.
I just don't understand
I
that.
was just on the show. They said it's all about winning. You right?
Guys.
That's why when they lost, when he was 4-12, they said them stats didn't count.
I never said that. You know I never said that.
I
Don't
did
put me
not
in
say
that
that.
group.
Not you,
Not you,
me
but
in that
just
group.
saying. I'm
Like,
just saying.
A lot of people be like, "Oh, he had this great season, but the team was 4-12."
That's
So
Okay.
like, when this winning
Well,
not
then
count?
those people, if they don't credit him for his 4-1 record, are being hypocrites. I agree with you. But I did give him a ton of credit for playing great when his team sucked, and I am not giving him credit because he didn't play well. Even though they went
So what if
4-1.
they lit it up but went 5-12? What if he threw for 5,000 yards but they went 5-12?
That's
They-
the
they-
chances
they-
of that
they
happening
get
are
him.
about 1,000,000 to 1.
They get him about it. You know what they're gonna say.
No, I would not.
It
I'm just
doesn't
curious.
affect. Doesn't affect.
I'm curious, boy.
Okay.
Like
For me,
for you and
I
your
would
camp.
say, well, they fixed the quarterback problem. Now let's
Okay.
fix the rest of the team.
Okay.
But this current team, that's really impossible. They're too good.
Nothing's impossible.
If he plays great, they're going to win 12 games minimum.
Couple of injuries could mess up everything.
Yeah, but I mean, they're too talented everywhere else that if he plays great,
Miles,
they're not going to be bad.
God forbid, Miles Garrett and
Honestly, I don't care who
and a
gets hurt.
corner goes down.
If
There might be
Deshaun
a
Watson,
little-
if Deshaun Watson plays great, worst case scenario, I'll even say the Browns win 10 games. Worst case scenario. If he plays great, if he's truly 5,000 yards and he's a top 5 quarterback again, there's no way. They would have to lose
But I'm just
30 guys
asking.
to not
I'm
be
just
good.
asking, what would the narrative be if he went? If
I
he threw,
can't-
if he threw for 5,000 yards, but the team went 5-12, would people be like,
No, listen.
No,
I can't argue with you that some people are hypocrites.
They're gonna do
You're
that.
right. But I can only speak for myself. I did not diminish ever Deshaun Watson playing well in Houston in 2020. Never. Not once. I gave him full credit, said the team was trash around him, and in fact, I said he was the best quarterback in football that year.
did.
And in the same vein, not being hypocritical, yes, they went 4-1 with him last year, but he did not play particularly well outside of that second half against Houston. I mean, the second half against Baltimore. Yeah, he played fine in the
Tennessee.
Titans game. But overall, in Cleveland, he's been injured and he hasn't played particularly well. That's the truth. No matter where the wins and losses will be. But you tell me he throws for 5,000 yards with 40 touchdowns this year, then I give him zero blame for things going wrong.
I've heard people in this very same panel say
Yeah.
that without a Super Bowl, this is an abject failure.
I don't agree with
they
that.
did say that.
I don't agree with that.
I did.
Now, I don't know. Like, that's like, listen, that's like me getting up. That's
Yeah.
like my wife get up, she have a bad day, right? And she say, you know what? I don't like you did this. And I say, you know what? Divorce. what she should come back and tell me is like, who you think you is? You put up with way more than me. Let me show you. Let me run down what your ex-wife did. This, and I just had a bad day. Nah, I'm not going for that. Same thing is this, right? You got Deshaun Watson, right? Johnny Manziel that played more than him almost. Like we had Baker Mayfield for 4 years, and he played bad every other year. And you know what? He had the same injury. And you know what we had to do as Browns fans? We had to suck it up and take that. We had to be like, you know what? We're going to give you an opportunity. Baker, we need this, we need this. We did it for 4 years. We did it with Brandon Whedon for multiple years. Heck, we had Deshaun Kaiser for a whole year. Matter of fact, Deshaun Kaiser has played more than Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Now, why is it that why did you have all that patience back then?
Me?
And now, I'm just saying
I have patience for any of those guys. Baker, I gave a little time because Baker played well as a rookie.
But I mean, Baker played.
And then I killed him in year 2 when he sucked. And then I credited him in year 3 when he played well.
And then he came back.
And then I killed him again in game 4 when he sucked. And then I wanted him out.
You see that timing?
So I have never been hypocritical about any of this.
But it's 11 games.
There are some people, I know that, but I'm not writing them off.
Oh, yeah.
There are some people who are. There are some people who are writing him off. That's silly. The only way the trade's a disaster is if Deshaun Watson never plays at a Pro Bowl level for the Browns. Then it's a bad trade. And by the way, I would have still made it. I'm never going to, even if the trade turns out to be a disaster, let's say Deshaun Watson just stinks or he can't ever stay healthy and he never plays at a Pro Bowl level for the Browns. Even then, I will not kill the Browns for the trade because at the time, it made 100% sense. Things don't always work out.
I like that.
Things don't always work out, but at the time, it made 100% sense. The Browns had decided, and I know I agreed with them, that Baker Mayfield was not good enough to win a Super Bowl with. So ultimately, you had to trade for a quarterback that you thought was good enough to win a Super Bowl. So, they thought Deshaun Watson was. I certainly thought Deshaun Watson was. To this point, he hasn't been, but it's not over yet.
So let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
First of all, it was 100% the right move to make at the time.
Yes.
But if Baker was a Super Bowl before the Browns do, was it a mistake to trade him?
I guess, yes, the Browns and I will be proven wrong. I just don't believe that's ever going to happen.
Hypothetically speaking.
Before we get to that, no, it's not a mistake because Baker Mayfield is who he is today because of what happened in Cleveland.
That's a fair point.
Without him going through that, he doesn't get to where he is today.
That's a good point. Now, I don't think he's ever going to get to a Super Bowl.
Well, I'm just saying, what
even
if he did?
Division in a weak conference. But I think she's right. I think what happened to him, the way he played last year, and I give him credit for it. He played well last year.
He did.
He earned
himself the bag.
I think she's right. I don't think he ever would have played that well had he not been through what he'd been through. And
so he had to go fail in Carolina.
I think so.
I
think it's a good point.
Have one game success with the Rams, then start failing, and then boom, blow up in Tampa Bay.
And
you know what? The league does a great job of humbling people, and he just got a piece of humble pie.
And all that Deshaun Watson has to do to shut up all the haters is play great.
Stole for 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns.
It doesn't have to be 5,000 yards.
Let me get to 5,000 so I can have.
Know it when we see it.
I want the petty Big Mac sauce on top of everything. Just put the Big Mac sauce on there.
See, I wouldn't even be. If he does this, I'm not even going to say anything.
Well, I'll take yours then. Let me have whatever Tyvis ain't eating. I'll take that too.
Gee, I want the double petty. I want Watson to play great and Baker to suck this year. That's the double petty.
That is double. You are diabolical. You just gave the man credit and then took it all back.
The only thing that would happen is the Baker Bros last year, they got to say, see, told you so.
They had their
and all the people that was on Deshaun Watson's side had to be quiet. If it flips, the only thing happens is it flips.
Yeah, you're right.
But I think the Deshaun people might be just a tad bit more petty.
You think?
Yeah,
I think so.
Pettier.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks
go ahead.
and Baker Mayfield, PFF put out some quarterback rankings we're going to dive into in 1 second. Quick reminder, if you're in the chat, if you're watching, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It is totally free. And tonight at 6 o'clock, Behind the Glass is coming back. Myself, Anthony Earl, a brand new open too. So make sure you guys tune in at 6 o'clock to check out an episode of Behind the Glass.